Hello and welcome to another episode of DRIVETERRAIN. Finally, after a long wait, it's here. The all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. It has grown bigger, bolder, and has got a lot more tech. So this is the 5th generation Nissan Pathfinder. It's a completely new model, no facelift or anything. The only thing that it shares with the previous generation Pathfinder is the engine and the platform it rides on, the Nissan D platform. Under the hood lies a 3.5-litre V6, which produces 271 horsepower and 340 Nm of torque. And as for the transmission, well, Nissan has got rid of the old CVT and now it comes with a proper ZF-sourced 9-speed automatic. And that is some great news. So this transmission gives the Pathfinder a much better driving experience and also resolves some of the reliability issues of the old CVT. So now let's talk exterior styling on the new Pathfinder. So in the front we get this very large and pronounced V-motion grille finished in chrome. In the center we have the new Nissan logo, which was launched last year. It's a much more modernized and simple logo compared to the previous bulky one, which I'll put up somewhere on the screen right here. And right below that you have our camera for the 360-degree parking system. As you come here on the top, you can see these three slats right here. Now that's a really cool Easter egg, paying homage to the design of the first generation Nissan Pathfinder. So that's a really cool touch. Right beside the grille here we have our full LED headlamps, except for the indicators, which are halogen. So the daytime running lights are a separate section on top and the headlight section comes below. And right after that we have our LED fog lamps, which are really tiny. You can see right here on the bumper. The front has become much more upright and the bonnet has become flatter, thus giving it a more bolder and bigger appearance. So on the side we get these cool fender blisters on the rear end and the front end, which kind of give that character to the vehicle and also pays homage to the design traits of the first generation Nissan Pathfinder. We get this chrome plating here on the bottom with the Pathfinder logo embossed on it, which is a really cool touch. We get these 20-inch machine cut alloy wheels. As you can see, they're really huge and they kind of give that modern look to this vehicle. We have a keyless entry and go, so all that is standard on this top SL trim.
Even on this 5th generation Nissan Pathfinder, we still get the old key fob design, but now it has the new logo. So there are 5 buttons. You have your remote engine start, lock, unlock, a button with which if you press and hold you can open the tailgate, and you have your panic alarm.
We get power folding mirrors with LED indicators, and overall, if you see the side profile, it looks really attractive. Another cool design trait of the Pathfinder is this floating C-pillar, which as you can see gives it a really modern look, and this piano black finished roof really contrasts with this bolder grey. So at the back we have this vertical slab-like design right here with the Pathfinder written here in space letters, which I really like. We have the new Nissan logo up here. So we get this beautifully integrated rear tail lights, which are sculpted along the body lines, which I really like. And if you come below, yes, we do have a trailer hitch. So the Nissan Pathfinder can tow up to 1,500 kgs, which is quite an impressive number. It also does come with trailer sway control, and you also have an additional tow mode among the 7 drive and off-road modes. So yeah, that's really good. And you do have the power outlet for the trailer right here. So now let's just cover the boot space on the new Pathfinder. So you can either open it by waving your foot beneath the rear bumper, or using the key, or you can just put your hand right here on the sensor and it will open. So it is an electric tailgate. Now with all the 3 seats folded up, you get 470 liters of boot space, which is, well, quite fine. You can store like a suitcase in here. But this is actually 33 liters smaller than the previous generation Nissan Pathfinder. But you can further increase the boot space by folding down the 3rd row of seats. So all you got to do is just pull these individual buckles for the different headrests of the 3rd row seats, and then you just pull this lid up and fold down the 3rd row. Yes. Now this gives you 1,270 liters of boot space, which as you can see is quite massive, and you can store all your gear in there. Now you also do have an underfloor storage as well, so you just lift this lid right here. You have an underfloor storage where we have our recovery kit right now, and you can also store your muddy boots or anything in this tray. Now to close the tailgate you have 2 options. Either you can just close the tailgate by clicking this button, or you can close the tailgate and lock the car by clicking this button. So you click this right here. So for right now let's close the tailgate. So now let's talk about the interiors of the new Nissan Pathfinder. So the seats feel really comfortable. They do have perforation as well, and heating and cooling for both the driver and the passenger, and they are semi-aniline leather seats. You do have power adjustment as well for both the driver and the passenger. Then what else? The materials feel really nice. The cooling in this car works really good. I'll switch off the AC right now to talk to you guys. In the center, we get a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment screen, which comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Bluetooth connectivity. So all that is great. But the touchscreen is not that responsive. As I tested, it's slightly laggy at times and not the fluidest to use. So it's just fine.
And on this full option model, we get a Bose premium audio system with 12 speakers.
You do get a 360-degree camera by clicking this camera button right here. You can see this full 360-degree view, which is great. And you can click on the camera button multiple times to see the different views available. Then you click here on map, you can view the navigation. So if you're in CarPlay, it takes you to the Google Maps. Then if you just click on the map icon when not in CarPlay, it takes you to the vehicle's navigation system, which, well, is quite fine. But if you're smart enough, you always use Google Maps instead. Now coming to the lower section, we do have our controls for the dual zone automatic climate control, and also you do get the buttons for the seat heating and cooling for both the driver and the passenger. So there is this button right here called rear on off, which if you click, you can adjust the fan speed right here for the rear passengers. And this is especially useful if your rear passengers are, for example, children or toddlers. And as you come below, we do have a wireless charging pad right here, where if you place your phone, it will start charging. You do have a USB-C port and a USB-A port as well, with a 12-volt charging socket, which is really helpful. And as we come here, we do have this new shifter for the 9-speed automatic. So this is a very modernized, quirky shifter like we find in modern day cars like BMW. So you pull this trigger backwards and forward to select the different gears, and you click on this P button on top to engage park. So that's a very nice and modern touch. We do have an electronic parking brake right here and the auto hold feature. So what auto hold does is that if you're stopped at a traffic light and you press the brake, it engages the EPB, so you can keep your legs off the brake, and when you want to get going, you click on the accelerator and the car will start moving. The Nissan Pathfinder gets an all-new terrain management system, and it has 7 drive and off-road modes which can be controlled by this rotary dial right here. So this has 7 modes, as you can see. You have sand, mud ruts, snow, auto mode. You have the eco, sport, as well as the tow mode. And the tow mode, as I said, is new, as this Pathfinder can now tow. And as you come to the side, we have these 2 cup holders with these spring triggers, so you can hold your drinks safely. Another cool and hidden detail is the fact that you have this small space right here on the dashboard, which is like a tray with a padded mat where you can keep your phone and you can store it securely. So that's a really nice touch. There's also a Pathfinder written right there.
So right below that, you have a decently spacious glove box, but as you can see with the owner's manual and the warranty booklets, there really isn't much space left. We also get a comprehensive heads-up display on this full option SL trim.
And here on the top, we have the Nissan Intelligent Rear View Monitor, which is basically a normal rear view mirror. But if you just pull this trigger forward, it activates the camera feed from the rear fin. On the top, we do have buttons for the sunroof, so you can open the panoramic sunroof by just clicking this button. So as you can see, it lets in a lot of light into the cabin, which is nice. So yeah, it takes some time, and yeah, it opens the full sunroof. You can just close it by clicking it again, so it's an automatic sunroof. And as I said, when the new Pathfinder was designed, practicality was a huge thing to keep in mind. So you have loads of space to store your things. So you do have big bottle holders in both the door cards. You do have this central console box right here with enough storage, and you do have, well, no charging sockets or anything and no cooling, but yeah, it has ample amount of space. You get a Pathfinder badge right here. Now coming to the driver section, we get this flat bottom leather wrapped steering wheel. So on the right, we have our Pro Pilot Assist button and the adaptive cruise control distance and your regular cruise controls.
Now you must be wondering what Pro Pilot is. Well, it's this really cool technology which gives you like a self-driving autonomous capability to the vehicle. We first saw this in the Nissan Altima last year when they launched it here with Pro Pilot for the very first time. And I did review that car, so click on the pop-up banner above to check that review out. Anyways, back to Pro Pilot. So Pro Pilot basically combines all of Nissan's intelligent mobility features and also giving you this semi-autonomous driving capability. So all you gotta do is engage Pro Pilot by clicking that blue button, and you need to keep your hands on the steering wheel, and the vehicle will take care of the steering inputs and accelerator and brake inputs. So as far as you have proper lane markings on the road, the vehicle scans these lane markings to keep itself centered in the lane, and it brakes and accelerates automatically depending on the cars in front of you. And this is a really useful feature, especially on those long Dubai to Abu Dhabi drives where it could be quite exhausting to keep monitoring the parameters all the time.
And on the left we have our controls for the 12.3-inch digital driver display, which is really nice. Also, this instrument cluster has different information to offer, like your 4x4 torque split, your fuel economy, and your music, compass, etc. So I'll display them on the screen right now. If you click on this list button on the steering wheel and click on change display view, you get this much more simplified two dials with the car taking center stage on the screen. Right now I'm in the rear seats of the Nissan Pathfinder, and the rear cabin does feel very roomy and spacious, and that's thanks to these windows, which are now much more flatter and upright compared to the previous generation, which is good. The seats really comfortable. Under the support is quite fine. Taller passengers might need a bit more of under the support. Knee room is quite great. Headroom is also fine. I have enough wiggle space for my feet, which is good. You do have a foldable armrest right here with two cup holders and a slot to keep your phones, which is good. Then ISOFIX style seat mounts, standard in all trims. We do get seat pockets here on the back for both the driver and the passenger seats. And the most important thing for the rear seat, air conditioning. Yes, we have got it with climate control. So you have your controls right here in the center by which you can control the air conditioning controls. So you have the temperature adjustment and the different airflow modes and the speed, which can be controlled using this panel right here. And the rear seats also do get heating, but not cooling. So only heating, no heating and cooling like the front seats, which kind of doesn't make sense considering that in the UAE weather is quite hot and we would appreciate cool seats instead. So yeah, probably that could be an improvement for the next generation or the next facelift. You also do have a USB-A and USB-C port below. However, the international spec Pathfinders also do get a wall charging socket right here, which is useful, for example, when you're going camping. And practicality, we've got loads of that. We do have big bottle holders here on the door cards, so it's there on both the doors as well, and you do have two cup holders on each of the door cards, so you have a lot of bottle and cup holders, which is nice. You do have this place here to store coins, and you also have this foldable sun blind, so that's really good for this weather. Now, in a mid-size family SUV, one of the very important things is easy access to the third row, and with an all-new Nissan Pathfinder, it's just with the touch of a button. So you click this button right here, the second row of seats fold automatically, and even if you have a child seat here, it doesn't matter because the seats don't fold completely, they just fold to an upright position and they move forward, so you can gain easy access to the third row. Now let me enter the third row. Yeah,
The third row on Nissan Pathfinder is quite decent, so I do have enough amount of leg room and knee room. Headroom is quite great as well. There are two cup holders on each side with a USB-A port for only the right passenger. You do click on the button behind the second row of seats and you can get out quite comfortably. So I would say this third row is pretty good. So if you enjoyed this video, like and share it with your friends and family. Leave a comment, maybe with some feedback or any specific car you want me to review. And do consider subscribing as it motivates us to make better content. So once again, stay safe, have a great day, and goodbye.